Well, it is Sunday.
Sunday night at 7 p.m.
7 o'clock.
Ish.
And I'm John Pope.
I'm Ryan White.
You're watching
the Chain Gang.
Hey, it's glad to be back, man.
Yeah, man, I missed you. You know,
missed you too.
last week it was 80 and sunny where I was.
I hate you.
I heard cold here.
Yeah, it was a little bit cold, and you saw that and you fled the country.
Yeah, I was out of here.
So yeah, how did that go?
It was good. I didn't miss the cold weather. I hate being cold. And so, you know, it was good to just hang with the wife for a little bit. No kids, just chilling, man. Yeah. Hanging out.
Alicia, we should do that.
Played a little cornhole.
Yeah.
So pool. It was great.
I hate you. No, it was definitely cold, and it was definitely fun here. So
where were you?
Florida. Orlando.
Arrest him. Hey,
around.
Who's this
Disney
guy over
World.
here?
Hey, we got a guest here.
We're going to have a really good show. I'm excited about this, guys. Man. We want you to like and share right now. Yep. And this is a very interactive show.
Yeah. Hit us up in the chat.
So comment on this. Let us know, along the way what you think. You can agree with us or you can disagree with us and be wrong.
Or you can just ask questions.
You can ask questions. So
and we'll tell you the right answer.
We got a special guest tonight.
Yes, I'm excited.
This is one of
special.
Define special. See, it's already a good show.
It's already good. I love it.
Good friend of mine and yours.
Yeah, man.
And we've had him on shows before.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, we decided to bring him back.
Yeah, I'm not. Who pulled the strings on this, and
I don't know.
Who said this was okay?
Jeff Patrick said, "Hello, gentlemen." Hello, Jeff.
Gentlemen.
Patrick.
Yeah,
gentlemen.
Yeah, wow.
But we've got with us.
Who came in?
We've got with us tonight.
Yeah.
Our sheriff,
Sheriff Cole, man.
Webster County Sheriff Cole,
the big guy,
and he is just coming in from a. You coached
smell me?
I smell you.
No, I wasn't coaching. I was trying to keep up with kids.
Oh, okay.
But for the last hour and a half.
Thanks for joining us.
He's coaching little kids, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but we were playing.
It's a pickup ball?
Yeah.
Did you dunk?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So hold on, you were playing?
Yeah, that's why
I
was
didn't know
changing
that.
in your green room.
Our green room.
Yeah, and don't.
Alicia, did you get his makeup done?
He said
Okay,
green
good.
room. I think he means like dirty bathroom. But no, thanks for coming.
You're
man.
welcome.
We're
Thanks for
excited to have
having me.
you. So
we got a topic right up your alley.
yeah, we've got several topics right up your alley. But before we start, we want to thank one of our sponsors.
Yeah.
And he's doing the same thing you did. I don't think it's this week. I think it's next week.
Is he getting out of here?
Dr. Kaiser is leaving. He is jettisoning this cold weather for some, I assume, warm weather.
Good for him.
Smart man.
I
So
love it.
Dr. Kaiser.
Last week.
Yeah. Dr. Kaiser and Kaiser.
Chiropractic,
Yeah, we thank you because he, what does he do?
He gets you straight, man.
He gets you straight. So thanks, Dr. Kaiser.
Maybe.
Whoa, hold on.
I am a second-generation chiropractor, so chiropractic is my passion. I had a practice in Kansas City. My wife and I, Shauna, decided to get out of the city. We found Rogersville, and we set up shop here, and we love it. It's a cash practice only, so we want to keep it simple. We just have a flat rate fee for our patients. It brings me great joy to have patients tell me that they're feeling better all over. We not only treat the affected area, but we treat the whole body, the whole person.
So thank you, Dr. Kaiser and Kaiser Chiropractic. I can't talk tonight.
I feel better already.
Yeah,
man.
I know. It's like he does a great job. So Rick Burney says, Sheriff, you look great in that. Is it called Rouge? Rouge.
Yeah, I'd like to give him a big
Is that a
highlight.
color? Is that like grayish?
It's like
because
it's that pad you take and you put on, right? Okay.
Oh.
He's referenced the fact that I'm completely still out of breath and sweaty.
He's been here for half an hour.
So we are going to jump into some high school sports here. And I have on the line with us from Rich TV.
Oh, man.
Rich Sturts.
Yes.
Rich, you with us?
What's happening, guys?
Oh, what's up,
dude,
buddy?
What's up?
Well, I'm eating some crappie fillets and drinking a barley pop.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what. Rich hooks me up with some crappie because I can't catch it. Yeah, and we have quite a few crappie. How's it sound out there, Alicia? Sound good? Okay, good. Rich, we want to bring you on because we know you are the Rich TV is covering high school boys basketball right now. Talk to us a little bit about high school boys basketball.
Hey, one thing real fast. You owe the sheriff there because when I tag teamed in the other night for you, he brought me water and snacks to my broadcast. Thanks, Sheriff. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you're welcome.
We're already
doing
paying
that.
him a ton of money to be on this show, Rich. So
Hey,
big win
Rich,
against Bolivar.
Rich, do you know what happened
Yeah.
when I got here? Guess what I asked
What's
John
that?
for? Guess what I asked John
I
for?
lost
when
you.
Rich, can you guess what I asked John for when I got here?
A water.
Yeah, you know what he didn't have? Well, he didn't have any water.
I have some day old Gatorade. If you,
That's great.
yeah, Sheriff Cole, he's out there fighting like hardened
Fighting
criminals,
crime.
Shut up.
and he's also like bringing us water and stuff.
Such a
so.
good guy.
Good
Yeah.
dude. I'd vote for you if I lived in.
Rich, you were saying something.
Well, yeah, just a great big win over Bolivar. You know, we've had last year we beat them 3 times, and they were not happy campers with the Cats as we kicked them out of districts and went on to the next round. But big game Friday night, big crowd, and we got to see a fine show by Jonathan Dunn and a few others, and great win by the Cats after being off a week for the blizzard of everything.
Yeah, and that redheaded guy from and I'm sorry because I do not know his name from ball. I went and watched that game. He's a sophomore. That guy with the beard. I can't even grow a beard that great. He was an amazing. He was an amazing athlete for Bolivar.
Yeah, you know what, I call him the bearded one, and everybody around me loves it, and he was the bearded one. And I believe he's a junior. I looked him up on their roster. I got it right here, number 52.
You getting a call, Rich?
He's saving lives too, man.
Did you have to go save a life, Rich?
We're kind of losing you a little bit,
We're
John.
losing you.
It's dispatched.
Rich, you're in and out.
Hey, am I back?
You're back.
There you
man.
go.
Oh, that guy's a text came in there. Sorry, guys.
You're fine.
Man, it sounded like we were in Russia. Something's going on. Yeah, let me see here. Number 52 was his number, and he was an amazing player, and he's going to be something to handle as we go down the road in the years to come. We better be ready because Bergman did all he could to handle him, and it was still tough.
Yeah.
Josh Bowers, Bowes, or Bowes. He is a 5 guard freshman, 6'5", 11th grader. So we did a good job handling him and a few others. I thought. Dunn scored 20 points in the first period, and we got out there. They tied us at 21, and then we just kind of pulled away. And here we go again. There we go. Sorry.
You're fine.
And Bergman got 2 quick fouls there off of the bearded one down low, and once Bergman went out with, he was only in the game like 2.5 minutes in the first, and that first half we struggled not having Bergman. Bergman is the unsung hero, the muscle that makes that team go. Even with Dunn in there, it wasn't near the team without Bergman.
Remind me, I want to talk a little more about Bergman later, but big win against Bolivar. I want to go back because we didn't have the show last week because our computers just totally wiped out on us, but I want to talk about the Kickapoo game a little bit. Kickapoo came into our house with 3 Division I signees, and we fought and battled that entire game. We didn't win that game, but I couldn't have been more proud of our boys going after that game.
Now you tell me if I'm
Yeah,
we started slow.
We started slow, yeah.
That was, in the third, we got behind 17 points, which Coach Schaefer said a little bit about that in the after-game show Friday night. he never dreamed we could come back to Kickapoo after being down 17. And our defense was so good at that game. If we had just hit our free throws, our Achilles heel of all this year is free throws. We're shooting right at 60%. If we'd have made our free throws, we'd have beat them by 8, I think. But great play by everybody. It was it was a great game. It was a full house. I had the biggest crowd I'd seen in a long time there at LR. And we handled their D1 assigned players, I thought we did really good holding them and a few block shots from behind, no foul trouble. And that's the kind of competition you want to play before you head into the state championship round of basketball, because that tells you who you are at the end of the day. And I think we're the team to be in this Final Four.
Yeah, and if you look on paper, you're looking at Kickapoo and you're saying, "Oh my!" You're like we said, 3 Division I talents. They're going, one going to Mizzou, and you've got a whole roster full of really good players. And you look at our players, and we've got a good talented bunch, but we don't. It appears, when you're matching it up, that we don't have quite the same talent. I've got to say, heart, man,
mm-hmm.
Hustle and heart.
Yeah, I think you look at Curry Sutherland and the charges he draws. I think he had 4 charges in that game. He could have easily had 5, but they chose not to go that way. That kid stands there, and that's another heart unsung hero underneath. He's a sophomore, and we're going to need Curry as we move on in the next couple of years. But he tucked some big charges and tucked 8 points off the board from them right there. And so the heart of this team, John, the thing that tugs at your heart is, Bergman comes out, and you've seen what he asked me in that after game. Did we let you down?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I'll probably get choked up, but what a community player.
Yeah. Well, and we've seen that from him before. You're talking about Bergman, just real quick, at this, John and I were at a volleyball tournament this last weekend, and one of the coaches on my daughter's team is also a senior. And I don't even remember exactly what was said, but I just made the comment, that sounds just like something Zach would say or what Zach would do. And she's like, yeah, he's just a really good guy. He's a really nice kid. And just hearing what you just said, doesn't surprise me at all. That's just kind of the way he's wired. He's a team player. He's going to give it everything he's got, and he wants to represent the school to the best of his ability.
Always smiling, putting other people first.
Yep.
Every time.
He is. I'm going to tell you, and I wanted to make this statement. We're gonna look back after Bergman leaves and say we had probably one of the most special people we've had in 4 years as a career. When you look at him, and not just because he's athletic, and he's an amazingly athletic young man. But he is like, you talk about the heart and soul of Rogersville. By asking that statement, did we let you down? Dude, oh my gosh. You didn't let me down. I left there proud.
Yeah.
And
you don't hear that from high school players. I mean, if you're being honest, you don't really hear that.
And you said it. What did you just say?
Well, he's always smiling. He's always an encourager. He's always putting people first. You can see it from the stands. You can see it from everywhere. He puts other people first. Plus, after what he went through last year with his neck, I mean, he's a fighter.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna miss. It'll be hard to replace a Bergman ever.
Well, you go through life and you meet a lot of people, and most people we always look up to are older than us or role model. For me, I look at him just as anybody else. He's a great role model. He does stuff for the community and treats the community and other people the way that any of us, 4 of us, would want to treat them. And at that young age, I can vote for him for president when he gets to be old enough. I mean, he's just. I'm honored to know the kid and be a part and have conversation with him.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many special aspects. What's crazy about our boys basketball team is you couldn't say, well, who's the best scorer, who's the best this. They all just have their own special talent, and they come together, and the 5 to 7 that 8 maybe that play, and you say, this is the perfect combination of what we need.
here's what Max Goff told me in the interview Friday night, John, is that this is the first time since their freshman 8th grade year that these guys have all got to be on the court at the same time. In 8th grade, they were all on the court at the same time. And he said, we're having more fun now here in our final year because the last 3.5 years, we didn't get to play as those 7th and 8th graders as we all grew up. And he said, it's just like going back in time. And you add Jonathan Dunn into it. He said, that kid gets along with everybody. You add that exceptional talent. And, I mean, what more could you ask for here in our community?
Yeah, J.D. Dunn, I mean, you look at him, and we had our 5th grade girls just got done with a basketball game, and they said, we want to take a picture with him. You know, here's a young man that has every right to be snobby and, you know, I'm better than everyone else. And he came into that locker room, stood with those young ladies and smiled and made them feel pretty special. So we've got another huge special talent in him.
Yeah, I think we're very lucky to get him. I think all these games will be a bit tighter, or a lot more tighter than it has been when you need him to be that person. And what impressed me on Friday against Bolivar, he didn't even play down low. Look at the 3-pointers he dropped, gosh. 5 in a row.
Yeah. And Coach Dishman said, sorry, Rich.
Go ahead.
No, Coach Dishman said, and of course that's the head varsity girls basketball coach. He said that Zach is a outstanding young man. So that's coming from the girls basketball coach. Yeah. So,
well, just before we get wrapped up here, just moving on to Tuesday night, the boys will play East Newton, and East Newton is going to be kind of like Bolivar, somewhere in there, you know, for a good school. I don't think they've won 15 in a row. I read on Ozone, and so that's going to be the crossover tournament game. And so it's not going to be no walk in the park. And so I think it, again, leads up to where we're going. And
Rich,
some of the last chances to see these guys play, get out and watch them.
Is that game going to be at home?
From here out, all the games are at home. And I'm sure John will talk a little bit about tonight with the districts and sectionals coming up. We're going to cover that on K-ROG, but you're going to have to pay. But I'll let John explain all that on the show later. But I mean, that's where we're at. For the next 2 weeks, everything's at home.
Great.
Yeah. Hey, Rich, man, I thanks for everything you do, and thanks for being a good friend and calling in and letting us talk to you tonight, man.
Thank you, Rich.
Hey, love talking to y'all. Be safe, and we'll see you on the court.
All right, man.
Be safe, Chief.
All right, see you.
See ya.
Yeah, so I mean, huge, and I saw you were at the Kickapoo and Bolivar game, and I mean, man, we're solid.
Yeah, on every level, just the athleticism and like you said, everybody does find a role. I love watching Curry take those charges.
Oh, I do too.
Caleb calls him flopping, you know. Curry's flopping.
Well, and
I think Tom told me he had like 32 this year.
What's funny is
34.
That's a lot.
I don't know if he was joking, but
that's an underestimated aspect of this game.
Yeah,
you know, where you're taking charges. I mean, that's a turnover.
It is.
So and a foul. I mean,
you get the ball 30 more times this year. Yeah.
So we're going to move on to girls basketball real quick, and we've got with us. Hopefully, we got with us. It looks like we do. My partner, Slam and Stevie Ray, and I call the girls basketball game. So we're. I think he's on here. Slamming, are you there, buddy?
I'm here. I was hoping I was caller number 10.
Hey, you won.
You are.
Caller number 10, you won. You win a 16th ounce Gatorade slightly used. So go ahead and stop by and collect your prize, man.
With tobacco juice in it?
Well, no, not so much. He offline talked to Alicia about that one.
Okay.
So no, you and I covered the girls basketball games, and we do the play-by-play. Actually, we didn't cover Saturday. Friday night. Rich stepped in for us because we had our own girls basketball game going. But let's talk about some Wildcat girls basketball.
All right, I'm ready.
You and I have talked a lot offline, and I'll get the conversation started with. Outside of baseball last year, track last year, I don't know another program that has been hampered by COVID more than our girls basketball team has.
It's been crazy. And, we've probably, I think it was the last in-person show we did with Coach Dishman when he I mentioned that, earlier in the year we talked about the junior high girls were practicing with the high school girls. And, we all thought that was great. And then, Coach Dishman said, hey, I got to stop that because I can't take another chance on a junior high girl having it. And then we shut down the high school program again. Just, man, a frustrating year. Has to be extremely frustrating with a new coach. And as soon as we get rolling, we're shut down again.
You and I we've had the opportunity and the pleasure of, we do a lot of coaches shows with Coach Dishman. One, because, we went through 2 spells of quarantine. I mean, that's 28 days of no basketball practice or anything, and we wanted to keep in touch with Coach Dishman. So we've gotten to really see an inside look on Rogersville girls basketball. The one thing I want to say is that we have got an amazing coach right now. I mean, with someone that's a first year, coach, I mean, he bleeds maroon. He's excited about this.
Well, one thing, that I like to hear, and, one of the recent conversations I had with Coach Dishman away from the game was this was his dream job. This was the job that he was saying, that's my last hurrah. This is his step up job. So he's a guy that, he's here to stay and he's here to build a program. And personally, I think the guy's got it.
Yeah, I do too. And, I mean, if you're a fan at all, it may look, I mean, appearances may seem a little different than what they truly are right now. Our girls have shown flashes of genius. We went up to Hollister, who was class, correct me if I'm wrong, class 4, ranked second in the state. And
yeah, they were for sure in the top 4. I've heard different ones, but yeah, they were in the top 4 for sure. And I think you're right. I think they were second.
But it seems like we can't string together more than 2 games in a row. You and I were supposed to travel to Walnut Grove Saturday, and that got canceled. And just for a myriad of different reasons of winter weather and COVID. But my goodness, and you and I, as a fan, you guys have played. Everyone up here has played. It's different. You can practice all day long, but game speed is different.
Yep.
Yeah, you get tired of beating on your teammates, and you kind of like to do that on someone else. And, and another thing, John, that, we've discussed, and I think we've set it out, but I want to make sure we get it out there again, just for those, fans or parents, and if they're listening, they frustrated with the way the seasons went. We got to remember this is the 3rd coach these girls have had in 3 years.
Yeah.
And that makes a difference.
It's huge.
Plus, there's this thing going around called COVID, I think.
Yeah. And we're not sitting here and we're not trying to talk girls basketball and making all these excuses, because we have seen, it's just like, unfortunately, you and I didn't cover the Hollister game, but, we talked to Coach, I think that night or the next day. Well, it's the next day. And he's like, John, man, you should have seen our team. He was so excited. And that's a building block, as you go through the season, you're like, man, we're going to build off this, but then you've got the next 2 or 3 games canceled. I've got and I'm going to say this, I've got a sneaking suspicion that going into districts, we're the team to watch out for.
We sure have nothing to lose, which is dangerous.
We don't. The nice things I'll say about that I'm excited about is obviously Gracie Kibbe's a special talent with this team. And you've got Lauren Williams down low. Those 2, I mean, all day are special talents for our team. Now you're starting to see Jenkins, you're starting to see Caldwell, you're starting to see other players come out. I think he's been starting to place a lot more freshmen and sophomore players that have come up and made a difference. You're starting to see different talents, rise that makes us an even deadlier team going into districts.
Well, and that's one thing that you probably heard, but I caught the very tail end of the girls' game Friday. And when I say the tail end, basically the 4th quarter, Shayla Perry was one that I saw in there quite a bit as a freshman. And, that's the future. And I'm one that will say, if the older ones if the older ones are struggling, give those younger ones a shot, because they're your future.
Yeah. We definitely have a lot of bright things. Districts coming up next week, not this next week coming up, the week after. March 2nd is when we start districts at home. I'm excited. Yeah, somebody said I like Barron. Yeah, I mean, Barron comes in off the bench and does amazing things. But districts start up March 2nd for the Lady Cats here at home. We're going to host that round.
Yes, and of course, not to change the subject, but this week, tomorrow, you may have already discussed, tomorrow night we've got Reeds at home, Wednesday night Central at home, and then I believe Friday they travel to Nevada.
That's going to be
that'll be a nice 2-hour trip for them.
That's going to be a long trip for us if we go. Are we going?
I don't know.
We'll talk about this offline because I feel like I feel like we might try to go. I don't know. I don't want to put you on the spot, but yeah, let's string together 3 games here and then go into districts. That would be amazing for us.
Yeah, and that's what they've got some good teams there that they're playing to get them ready for that. So
yeah,
if we can get through this week and keep them at game speed here, a great build up for districts, as you said, starting March the 2nd.
Well, Slammy, I want to remind you that it's your turn to bring treats for this next game. So don't let Alicia and I down.
I was thinking about that. I'll have to get by Dollar General, and pick up some stuff.
Yeah. So let me.
His daughter is off
yeah.
the ride.
JC is saying, let me repeat her comments real quick. She said, "That's my dad," and you know how proud she is of her dad. Would they also said?
I think she would fight you for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to fight any of them because I think they're scrappy. They also said we can ride the bus. So I mean that man.
Oh wow, boy, we could do a live broadcast from the bus.
Yeah, that'd be kind of. I mean, we haven't rode the bus since high school, man.
I know.
Let's work it out. Let's do it. So, no, exciting week of girls basketball. Anything else, Slamming?
No, man, come out and support the Lady Cats this week.
Yeah, I agree. I appreciate you, brother, and
Alrighty.
doing everything. So, and we'll talk to you. I'll talk to you tomorrow, man.
All right. Thank you guys for your work with our local sports.
Thank you.
See you, Stevie.
See you, buddy.
All right. See you guys.
All right. So, big week of Wildcat.
Back to back, then a 1 day off, and then you're going to drive to Nevada. Where's
Nevada at anyway?
That is tough.
Is that the casino place?
Right.
Basically. Is that the casino place?
I don't know.
You don't know. Yeah, so we'll
that's a week, man.
Yeah. I want to say real quick, I'm gonna work on I want to say districts. We're covering districts for boys and girls, which Misha this year said we didn't have to pay to do it.
Really?
The K-ROG didn't have to pay to do it. Normally it's a little bit of money, quite a bit of money for us to broadcast that. I want to say it is going to be $10 for you to tune in and watch that. I want to make it clear that that's not our thing. We would cover it for free.
You're not going to buy a new truck for that.
I'm not going to buy a new truck. Well, hold on. How many people do you think? We are not charging the $10. We would never, I can't say we'd never, but I'm just saying we're not doing that this time. But any money we get back from the boys viewership or the girls viewership, we are donating that directly back to girls basketball and back to boys basketball.
Good.
So, I know we'll have a ton of people with questions that maybe don't watch the show that say, why are you charging? That's not us, guys. It's and we're just glad to be able to be there and bring you that if you would like to watch it. So we'll have a few more things I'm excited about.
Yeah, buddy. We got it.
I got a few more Wildcat sports stuff real quick that I want to bring up. If I could get there. Look at me, I'm unprepared.
Jeez. Did you just
Jeez.
hang up on Bernie?
Jeez.
I don't know. Bernie's still on there. Guys, we had state champion girls swimming this week.
Dude, those swimmers, they are legit, man.
They're athletes.
Oh, my gosh.
Have you ever tried to swim?
Just barely.
We had the 200 medley relay state qualifying team of Maddie Atwood, Camille Johnson, Kit McCann, Alana Potter, Brianna Vinson, and Alex Wubinaw. go for the 200 medley relay. And we had Maddie Atwood. She qualified for individual state events, 500 freestyle. Is that what it's called?
Sprint, baby.
And 100 fly.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to.
That was Allie's favorite stroke was the fly. She loved doing that.
I'm going to leave it at that because we're going to come back in just a second and talk about some girls swimming.
That's really impressive, though. I don't know how much of our viewership really knows much or understands much about the swimming sport, but those athletes, the work that they put in is insane. It's like I can't even describe it. You have to literally go watch a practice to get an appreciation for it.
I did some like swimming for fitness. It's insane.
Yeah, yeah, it's tough.
Mean, when'd you do that?
And Sheriff Cole has to go now. And I'm going to transition from that to wrestling real quick.
Oh man,
these are our sectional. They advanced the sectionals.
Okay.
Jacob Foster, Griffin Swearingen, Riley Williams, which I love Riley.
I want to talk to him.
Yeah, we need to get Riley in here.
He's my favorite player
you need to ask
in
him
football
when
field.
You get him in here, what he was saying to the redheaded fella from Bolivar. That was pretty entertaining.
We've got Gabe Brandenburg, Kit Farron, Cooper Martin, Rylan Hacker, and Joey Anderson.
That's a lot of wrestlers, man.
Joey Anderson's another.
A lot of sophomores.
Joey Anderson's another one of our favorites from last year. So, anyways, guys, man, good job, ladies, on your state.
Heck yeah,
swimming.
And good luck to those wrestlers. My gosh,
and the wrestlers.
That's a good number of boys going up there to represent ROG. That's awesome.
So now it is my favorite time of the show. This is my favorite time.
Yeah,
I think.
It is because that's what the whole thing was kind of based around.
Hometown Furniture Athletes of the Week.
Yeah, baby.
Our male athlete is going to be JD Dunn. I mean, dude. I mean, we haven't had the show in 2 weeks. I'm going to honestly say more for the Central Kickapoo game. I mean, he did amazing. Shooting 3-pointers at Bolivar. JD Dunn has come in here, and he's been
as advertised, right?
A great athlete.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Amazing.
I've made 3 or 4 games and watched several online. The kid's impressive.
He's impressive.
He's really impressive. I don't know anybody that can just drive the way he does.
And I don't
know anybody that can guard him and him not get to the hole.
He'll shoot from like NBA ranges and drill them all day, and then he'll drive to the hole and dunk it. You know. Yeah. So JD Dunn,
you can see the expression on his face. He wants the ball.
Oh, he does.
He's a team player and he shares and all that, but he wants it. Like there's an anger and frustration that you can see in him when he's not able to do what he wants to do.
And he's a competitor.
There's a solid passion there, I think.
And I want to bring up, too, is I hate always looking at this strictly from the sports aspect of it because our players are so much more than that. I want to reiterate, man, JD, I don't know if you're watching or not, but thank you for coming out.
Yeah, man.
Can John have your autograph?
Yeah, I want you. I was a little disappointed. I'd already left because I wanted a picture with you, too. But man, you don't understand how awesome that was for these young ladies. My daughter and her team, they talked about it all night. About we're going to watch you play next year in college, and thanks for being that role model for them and a steward of our community. Is that a good?
That sounded really good, man.
Community.
Yeah.
So
that sounded good, John.
You nailed it.
Normally I am a little less.
You already cried earlier.
Man.
I didn't only cry
once per show.
Bergman, Bergman gets me. That comment gets me. I can barely talk about it because, I mean, who else does that? And I lost it. I had Maddie's. Okay, so
female
hometown furniture. I spit on you. Hometown furniture athlete of the week for our females is going to be Maddie Atwood. And she did amazing. And I just lost her
going beast mode in the swimming at the state.
She did. Golly, I just lost it.
Way to go, Pope.
I know. Maddie, I'm so sorry. We're going to
well, she was on the medley team. She's doing the 50 free, and then she's doing the 100 fly.
But she was like second in state in one thing and another. I can't remember. Maddie, we're proud of you, man.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Amazing accomplishment in a very, very, very tough sport.
Hey, if anybody out there is listening and knows much about her as an athlete, I'm just kind of curious if you could hit it in the chat. How long has Maddie been swimming. And where does she swim?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah.
I guess so, Drew.
So I asked that question because, and we've kind of talked about this in previous shows, but it seems like anymore there's almost a push for kids to kind of go to this one sport athlete type thing, right? And swimming, I've definitely got that feeling. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but just from what I understand, those kids have to stay in it, like die hard if they want to compete like in a level where she's at.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't jump in the pool.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm asking somebody.
I would.
Well, I think doesn't she train up there at Drury? I mean,
Does she swim? Okay,
I'm guessing.
I mean, it's Missouri State or Drury usually.
Alicia's trying to look up the stats for us right now. It is, huh? Oh, she texted me. Oh,
really?
Like, perfect. Okay.
Oh.
She is second place, Class 1 100-meter butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
And she was fourth place, Class 1 50 free with the time of 24:06.
That's fast. In case you don't know that,
I don't know, but I mean, if you're second and fourth in state, you're fast. So
it's awesome,
Maddie. We want to thank you.
Proud of both of them.
Both you guys. But thank you for representing our school. Thank you for doing what you do. So, guys,
keep on keeping on.
Yeah, keep swimming. I don't know if she's what year she is. Hey, we want to thank Hometown Furniture for being the sponsor of our Athletes of the Week. And we also want to thank Green Box Photography because each of our Athletes of the Week will get one free mini session from Green Box Photography, which is an amazing package for you. So congrats to all our winners and congrats to everyone that works hard to represent our schools. So.
Yeah, man. You want to move over into to the Super Bowl recap real quick?
Yeah,
man?
I want to do a real quick
recap. Some highlights.
Chief fan, I know.
Oh yeah.
Chief fan,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I wanted to touch. We did a Super Bowl show Saturday.
Yeah.
The Saturday before the Super Bowl, live from Bub's Distillery.
Yeah.
There was a guy on the show, and I don't remember his name. I remember thinking, "Gosh, he's a genius." But I think he said, "If you can hold the Chiefs to 3 points to field goals, you're going to win this game." Mm-hmm. Who you were there?
I don't recall though who said that.
I think his name was like Juan Pope or something. No, it was man, I wanted it to be a better game than it was.
We didn't control the ball. We didn't come out running. That was what I thought was frustrating. Because when we played Buffalo, if you can run, you can set up the pass. You know, we know we can throw. If we can establish the run early, and that I guess that's just my take. I'm nobody, but that was we could never run consistently.
Yeah.
So we couldn't open up our biggest weapon. Which
that's actually one of the things I wrote down. No run game.
Yeah. Well, we had that quick that moment there where we talked about it. Here's the facts: is Mahomes and the Chiefs are going to be Super Bowl contenders for a very long time. Tom Brady lost his second Super Bowl he played in.
Yeah.
So
and they got and one big takeaway is the offensive line is so important. It showed dramatically in that game.
Yeah.
He was rushed the whole time.
Oh man, he was running for his life.
So
those guys.
If you assume he had a second less.
Oh yeah.
Each snap, which is a pretty fair assessment, or half a second left. That's a big difference.
We could see the same thing next year. I think it's going to could be the Buccaneers again next year.
Yeah.
And either Cleveland or Kansas City. So Baker Mayfield, baby. Guys, I want to we started a new segment a few weeks ago, and this is our second time we've gotten to do it.
Yeah.
It's with the number one sports fan in Rogersville. He bleeds maroon. I think he was 2 times he voted 2 times sexiest man alive for People magazine.
I think so.
And just one of the local celebrities here in town. Our friend, we're going to get. I just pulled your mic up. Our friend Rick Burney is going to give us the 2-minute drill right now. How are you, Rick?
Oh, I'm good. How are you guys?
Oh, we're good, man.
Doing awesome, man.
Hey, I want Roy to at least say something. You guys won't give him a chance to get a word in.
I'm a guest. Rick, I don't want to say nothing. They're the no.
We're about to get in some.
We're getting ready to get into some stuff. And he's going to fill it up, man. You watch.
We're going to sit back and just listen.
Hey, I just asked Roy the other day after the Kickapoo game if he couldn't arrest somebody for quit if they couldn't make a free throw. So he didn't say anything, but
What's your response, Roy?
Well, that was outside my jurisdiction.
Outside
But
he's right though. That made a big difference in that game. So free throws.
I think I lost my voice about, I don't know, with 8 minutes left in the first quarter. You know, I already had lost my voice and already had screamed something at McHenry, and I was on like the second row, so it wasn't really good. But anyway, yeah, these are you guys not incredibly proud of this whole community and these kids? And I'm not talking about just sports kids. I mean, band kids and I mean, FFA and all of them. I mean, they are incredible.
Yeah, one of the things
really
we started doing, because we sit up at top, you know, and do these games, I've been trying to hook up a camera. We're calling it the band cam.
Oh, nice.
Because people don't realize, like, those guys are up there rocking it out, and they're amazing, you know. So we wanted to spotlight them a little more.
Yeah, absolutely. Both my daughters, you know, they played in that, and Colton played in the band when he was younger, and they just, you know, Steve Palin, he does a great job with that, and you know, just all these other teams. I mean, the swimmers and the trap kids, and you know, you just, if you won't wear LR on a shirt or a hat all over this area, don't come talk to me.
Yeah. No, so, I agree.
You know,
I agree, man.
We're just super proud of them. I just can't tell you how proud of them I am.
Yep. No, the whole community. So what do you got for us tonight, man?
For sure. You know, I think the best advice I got is, how many times are you going to stub your toe barefoot before you put some shoes on?
Ooh, I like that.
I did that the other day. My pinky toe, you know, when you hit it in the door and it goes completely sideways. I did that.
Unless you'll tell you, I'll tear my toe off.
And you know, on the ice or something, man, it's dumb, isn't it? But
well, I love it, man. Such a good.
Yeah, just these kids are doing so well, and so proud of them, and I'll just kind of keep trying to lose my voice, whether it's watching online or from the stands, but they're doing tremendous. And John, I sent you that video.
Yeah.
And Coach Penner up there at Dordt said he would be glad to do that interview.
Yeah, I need to share that with Ryan, because, and I don't want to get into it right now, but the video you showed me is one of the just most profound videos I've ever seen. And we may have an opportunity to talk to this coach.
Coach, where your boys going?
Yeah.
I'm excited. Yeah. That would be amazing. I'll share it with Sheriff Cole, because he'll love it, and Ryan, and that I would be honored to have that show. So
yeah. Well, I think, you know, the idea of the national anthem, the Dallas Mavericks, and all that stuff. I mean, I think Mark Cuban needs to go talk to Coach Penner.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to have a few conversations, and you know, they get that thing straightened out. But you know,
yeah, I agree.
I think we should kneel for our Lord and stand for our flag.
That's right. That's right, my friend.
You know. Anyway, hey, thanks, guys, and love God, love your neighbor.
Rick, we appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon, man.
Thanks, Rick.
Right, see ya.
Thanks, bye.
Rick's one of the most passionate people ever.
He's a great
he's
guy.
He's constantly doing something with the football program, anything with youth sports. I have this image of him coaching Mighty Mites, and all the kids are out there on the field. You know, he was in charge. I mean, he was in charge of the whole thing, and he would be so into it. But I still have this image of him that I can't get out of my head. It's hilarious. He would walk out in the middle of the field with his big old bag of popcorn, just cheering those kids on. And he's in the middle of the field, and everybody else is standing there.
He's a great. We always, because he sits like I don't know where he always sits, but we were calling the play-by-play this year, and we had the window open, and we lean out, you know, because it's hot, and I like to see, and we would oftentimes say, I mean, he's going to have a stroke one of these days, because he's so
loud, man, just screaming his head off.
Well, you got to love the people sitting in the stands give as much as the people that are actually playing.
Yeah.
You know, you got to love that.
He's true. Hey, and I'm going to go right into something he was talking about, and this is one of the topics.
Yeah.
And I've talked to some people this week, and some people said don't bring it up. Some people do.
We're bringing it up.
We're a sports show.
That's right.
We talk all things sports, and this is a sports topic. And so we put it out on Facebook a few weeks ago, and we wanted people's opinions on it because my opinion's not necessarily right. I'm open to other suggestions, but I do want to say, Mark Cuban and the Dallas Mavericks a few weeks ago decided to not play the national anthem before games.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to kick off the conversation real quick with just a small, short version of why, to me, it's important. One, you and I have both taken an oath to protect and defend, the Constitution. And so I think sometimes when I look at the flag, maybe I look at it a little bit different than other people, in terms of sometimes that was the last time I saw one of my buddies draped underneath one of those flags, not trying to get melodramatic, but that is the way we sent them home with honor, was to be draped under one of those flags. And so, but I always look at it. I always think back to when I played JV basketball, and gosh, I wanted to play varsity, and so I worked my tail off to play varsity. It wasn't necessarily that I was playing varsity. You know what was one of the most exciting parts of that for me was that I got to stand out there in front of everybody with my hand over my heart and watch the anthem played.
What tears me up every single football game is when you see the boys lined up and you see them carrying the flag in and they're running in before that moment, before that fight.
So
that's always something. I
want to start this off because I want to hear both what you guys think, but I want to start it off with just my take on it. Is I honestly don't care if you kneel. I honestly don't care if you sit down. I honestly don't care if you turn your back. I honestly don't care if you don't want it played. Am I going to think a little differently of you? Sure, I probably am. But as guys that take the oath to protect the Constitution, one of your rights is the First Amendment, the freedom of speech. And so in that, you have the ability to not play the anthem. You have the ability to do what you want. My concern is that I think there was an overwhelming response to what we put out that said we should play the national anthem. And so why would we be bullied by a few? I want to read one quick response that I screenshotted real quick. Once again,
that's generally what always happens. A few loud ones dictate it for everybody else.
Yeah, Tom Lee said, and this is the one that I feel the most, in tune with. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Edmund Burke, circa 1780. So, do we maintain our patriotic freedoms or freedoms of the majority, or do we stand by and do nothing? It will not end well if we do nothing. Mm-hmm. And so and what he's saying, I think, and what I'm saying is the same thing. If you don't want to stand, that's your right, man. As much as the Second Amendment I support the First. So it's your right not to stand for that. It's your right to kneel for that. It's your right to do whatever you want. Don't burn it in front of me, that's for sure. But what I'm saying is, do what you got to do in that time. And I'm not talking sports players. That's a whole different topic. But what I am saying is, don't force me to do something that I don't want to do. I want to stand for there with my hand over my heart and pay homage to my country. And I'll leave it to you guys.
Just throw raw meat out
there.
Well, that's it. I mean, you have to be careful how you address this topic. So I'm trying to be, cautious with my words. And when you talk about something like this, you have to understand everybody's understanding of the facts is not the same. And so when you talk about something like this, you have to be very cautious. People are operating under different facts. They believe different things than what you do. So you have to be cautious just throwing facts out there and operating on them being true, because I have a set of facts that I believe to be absolutely true. But if I start down the road with my explanation, somebody won't understand and they'll be lost because they're starting from a different place. So we need to be cautious anytime you talk about anything that is political. That being said, to me, that's one thing we should all have in common. I was reading some of the original stuff. you know, when Kaepernick took a knee for the first time, he made a quote. I was reading his quote after the game, and he was talking about oppression and a lot of different things that you said to be cautious about bringing up on the thing. But you can choose to protest that flag if you choose. But there's a lot of other really good things that flag has done. I don't agree with any of those facts that he operates on. I don't agree with any of them, and maybe I'm wrong. I'd be glad to listen. But I think I've studied pretty hard on this subject too, and I don't think it's well founded. I found the reasons that he mentioned, while there may be some truth to them, I also think there's a lot of things that aren't true. But regardless of that, I guess my point of view is that is our flag, and you can choose to be optimistic, or you can choose to find the things that we did wrong and focus on that. But you can also focus on all the things where we've moved forward and we've progressed and we've done right, and you can focus on those things. Why would we choose? You know, I struggle with all of that. I think we need to stand. I think we absolutely need to show the utmost possible respect for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would agree, I think, with both of you guys. Like you said, John, you know, you defended our country and you defended all of our rights, not just some of them. And so, yes, I agree that Mark Cuban and the Mavericks, if they don't want to play it, then don't play it. And I haven't followed the story super closely. But I was going to say, wasn't there enough pushback?
Yeah, the NBA actually, you know, I was very proud of them. They actually come out and said you will play it.
Yeah, which I think. So what I was going to say is, if that hadn't happened, I think there would have been enough people that would have tuned out that they would have basically lost so much revenue. They would have been like, you know what, we're sorry, or they'd have made some apology. I look at it like this. I think we should stand for our flag. I think we should play the national anthem. And I'm not a Russian and I'm not a Chinese person. I don't live there. I don't know anything really other than what I have read. But like our athletes in America, they freely and willingly choose to do whatever sport it is that they're doing. If you're in Russia or China, I think it's different. And so we freely do those things, and I think we should be respectful of the men that have died and the women that have died for our country to have all of the freedoms that we have.
I was watching 42 yesterday at my mom's house, and so, you know, and I knew we were going to talk about this. I didn't know you were going to be on the show because I begged you today at the last minute.
Yeah, can you let everybody know you called me like 2 hours ago?
Yeah. The one thing I thought about when I was watching that show, and it's disgusting. It is some of the things in our past is absolutely disgusting, mm-hmm. You know, but that flag to me, and you just said it, and it was something I was thinking yesterday, Sheriff, was that flag represents the good things we've done, mm-hmm. the bad things we've done, and the ways we've corrected ourselves in the bad things we've done. You know, you're not a perfect guy. I'm not either. I'm close, very close. But
wow,
we've all had those times in our lives, right? What if
There's none good? No, not one.
What if Jack was represented by everything you did bad? Right. You know, that and I looked at that flag, and when I got to thinking about it, Jackie Robinson is standing out there for the first time as a pro baseball player, first black pro baseball player. And everyone's screaming everything you can possibly imagine at him. And he teared up at the national anthem. Mm-hmm. And I thought to myself, I'm like, I wish we were back in those, in those times where everyone felt that pride for that American flag and that anthem. Because that anthem also represents, and that American flag also represents, yes, we're not perfect. Let's get better.
Right. Yeah, that's what I think our founding fathers, when they were making all of those documents, they put that little phrase in there, to form a more perfect union. We're not perfect, but we're striving to be perfect. And it's in the past.
Being one is something.
Yeah.
You know, and protesting, you know, that flag represents all of us, and when we're protesting that one, I don't know.
But
there's just been too many, I don't know. To me, there's been too many lives lost. There's too many freedoms won under the banner of that flag to start protesting it, saying that we're taking away freedoms.
And for me,
this country of all the countries on the face of the planet that have given away or fought to ensure more freedoms. I can't think of any country that has fought to establish more freedoms for all people than ours, and that flag represents it. And I don't understand where people are coming from that.
And I've always seen sports as in my lifetime, sports has always been the place where we don't get political, but we grow better. You know, you look at 9/11, when the Yankees took that field.
Man.
If you weren't tearing up, you're not American. You know, you ain't no American. But I mean, you're sitting out there and you're watching the Yankees come out and play their first home game.
Sammy Sosa running around with a little flag.
Yeah. You know, so many times in sports, you know, sports has been that catalyst. Jackie Robinson, who brought us to a whole different level in sports. It was sports. And I guarantee you go back and you
he
say,
was proud of it.
Yeah, you say, what helped us get to be a better country in those times of racial divide? I'm telling you, sports had a big thing to do with it. And now we're trying to use sports as a political instrument, and I think it's wrong. So,
yes.
Let's take a vote. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? No, nobody opposed. Okay. Well, I had a whole different segment I wanted to talk to Sheriff about, Sheriff Roy Cole. Let's save that for another time because we are running out of time. Can we have you back on the show?
Yeah, you bet.
Can I give you a week's notice this time? Let's bring up little
I'll be there.
B, and we are going to get to our
Man, I'm so stoked about this right now. You don't even know.
Our top 5 is going to be top 5 current
NFL quarterbacks.
So
you saw me writing names down.
Make sure you can hear yourself.
So which way you want to roll? You want me to go first and give Sheriff Cole over there a minute, or do you want?
Give me a minute because I was doing.
You going to start with number 5?
Okay. All right. So this is top 5 current NFL quarterbacks. For me, B, number 5, Jalen Hurts from the Philadelphia Eagles.
I'll take Jalen.
Jalen Hurts.
Who do you got at 5, B?
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray,
nice choice.
My list, you're going to be surprised at my list.
Yeah, you're
my list
be surprised
is a
at mine too.
Little tougher. I've got Baker Mayfield at 5.
Baker Mayfield at 5. Okay. Wow. Wow.
He's not number 1. You were thinking that, weren't you? Who do you got, Sheriff?
Sheriff Cole, what do you got? Who's number 5?
You said
you're shocked.
You said 5 of all time. I'm
current
off the cuff. I'm going to say Josh Allen at number 5.
Josh Allen, nice choice.
Who do you got at 4?
You got to come start over on that end.
Okay,
okay. My number 4, Kyler Murray from the Cardinals.
Oh.
The little guy running around making plays.
Drew Brees.
Oh,
yeah, that's great.
legend.
And Little B and I don't go over this, but I do have Drew Brees. I had a caveat to this: if Drew Brees were not to come back, I have Kyler Murray at 4.
Drew Brees is so impressive because he's not that tall, and he has just lit it up for years.
Roethlisberger.
Oh,
Sheriff's got Roethlisberger.
Big Ben.
Okay.
Big Ben. All right, my number 3 is Baker Mayfield.
Holy
2018, his rookie season, he dominated as a rookie. Baker Mayfield, number 3.
Are you joking with me, or
No,
is that?
man, I'm serious.
I love it, man. Who do you got at 3B?
Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, nice.
Patrick
number
Mahomes.
3. Wow.
Yeah. So at 3, I have Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, solid pick. He's the discount double check. Sheriff Cole, come on now. We're putting it on you.
I'm going to have to go with Mahomes.
Mahomes.
I'm surprised
What's
at
wrong
that.
with you people?
Okay, so Sheriff's got Mahomes at 3.
I had to move Rodgers to 2.
So who do you got for 2?
Number 2, I've got 2019 Baker Mayfield.
Holy, are you joking with me?
Number 2 is the 2019 Baker Mayfield.
I love that. Are you messing with
Sheriff
me?
Cole, did you know?
What are you doing?
I don't know if he watched the show, but Baker Mayfield is also the best NBA player of all time.
I want to, if you're joking with me, I'm going to be so mad.
He's
it's
lying
written
to you.
in stone,
Who do you
man.
really have?
Okay, who do you got for 2B?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, that's a solid pick. You know, and once again, I want to reiterate.
So hold on a second. The GOAT is number 2?
So I want to reiterate. We are talking about current NFL quarterbacks. And so I want to reiterate that. And I'm saying in their position, my thoughts were in their position. Who do you want? And I've got Brady at number 2 as well.
Something is wrong with
So,
you people.
I put Rodgers at number 2, and I was going back and forth between Mahomes and Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think our coach is amazing.
Yeah,
I still
Andy
don't
Reid.
know yet what to, because when I thought we were talking about when I thought we were talking about the quarterbacks of all time, I was looking at quarterbacks like Tom Brady and, the sheriff. Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning, yeah.
They won with 2 different teams,
Right.
and I think that means a lot. And when I look at our head coach, he's always in the national championship. With AFC, NFC, he's always up there. And so
Your buddy Chris says Sheriff Cole Mahomes at number 3.
I know, man. I'm not sure.
Chris was a really good football player.
Yeah, I
He
know.
played middle linebacker. He was sick.
Who do you have for 1?
He was legit. So I'm going out on a limb on this one. I'm going to shock the world with this pick.
If
right
you say
here. So
Baker
my
Mayfield
number
2020.
1 is the 2020 season that was put together by Baker Mayfield. I mean, that guy, he can do everything and make commercials.
I love it. You may be the smartest guy in the room.
My
Who do
head
you got
hurts.
for? Oh no, you don't do your number 1. My number 1 is actually Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I love Brett Baker. I love Kyler. I love Jalen. They're all OU quarterbacks, but Mahomes, man, until someone does better, he's number 1 right now.
So if Mayfield had played 5 seasons, he would be all 5. He's only played 3.
I love you.
So I had to put him in 3.
Who do you got at 1?
You have to go with Brady.
Yeah.
I mean, if winning is what we're looking for here, he wins.
Let me guess, and I think we know who Little B has as number 1, but let's see. Let's hear it from her.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, come on.
Nice pick.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. That's great. Hey, we want to thank our friends over at Rogersville Pharmacy. They are our drug dealer of choice.
Yes.
I just realized what I was saying. I got a sheriff right here. They're our legal or prescription drug dealer of choice.
There you go.
About shooting people up in the park.
Yeah. Did you go out and like check and make sure it was legit?
The second time I saw him do it, I was like staring at him because I was like trying to take his picture, and he purposely ignored me.
No, so Rogersville Pharmacy, he is. I mean, I saw him out in the ice cold snow. He's giving shots, and so we want to thank them for being such a big part of this community, supporting the show. Rogersville Pharmacy, Hometown Furniture, Green Box Photography, and our buddy who's about to leave and go somewhere warm, Dr. Kaiser. We love you guys. We appreciate you.
Hey, Sheriff Cole, thanks for all you do for our community.
Yeah, man.
We really appreciate it.
I wanted to say this. Today, I'm sure he was fighting crime.
He probably was.
And then at night, he's out coaching.
Mm-hmm.
We got a show about coaching coming up that I'd like to have him on the panel.
Have a couple. Yeah.
But, man, thanks for being
Right now, it's 6-year-old girls basketball.
I've got 5th.
Watch yourself.
I got 5th.
Well, we can't take on 5th graders yet.
We'll take you
We're
on.
6.
Oh, 6-year-old. I thought you said
6-year-olds.
6th.
No.
6. Yeah, we'll dominate you.
You might be surprised, but.
No, but truly, I want to reiterate, what Ryan was saying is I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate what you do for our community. And thanks for coming on our show, even though you're a big celebrity. And we should have paid millions to book you.
Yeah, I wish you would.
Amanda's like, yeah. All right, guys. I think that's it. Thanks to Alicia Pope for doing what she does behind the scenes, Little B. Guys, we'll be back live next Sunday.
7 o'clock, right?
Yeah, we'll 7 o'clock. So, guys, have a fabulous night. God bless.
Take care.